Hey everyone, this is Kyle, and we have another episode of Ask Papa where I answer your emails about relationships, romance, dating, parenting, and we have one today from a guy calling himself Wonderful Dad. Dear Papa, I'm a divorced father with a son 7 years old. My ex-wife lives in the same city. I chose to live close by because we would like to minimize the distance. He spends about 2 days every week at my place. 4 months ago, I met an attractive, lovely, and compatible girl from another city. Distance is not that much and flights are cheap, so we see each other quite often, twice a month, and spend about 2 to 3 days together each time. We love each other and hope we can build a family in the future. The situation is this. My son and my girlfriend have met and like each other. The problem is that girlfriend believes it is totally not cool for my son to be around when she is at my place. She does not want him to sleep at my place when she is in the city, something my son and I grudgingly accepted, and says that if my son does stay, then she will sleep at a hotel. She does not mind that I spend time with him, but prefers that happen without her being around. So when my son comes over, she leaves and goes out for like 4 to 5 hours at a time. I'm wondering if her view of our relationship, separating my son from our relationship, is the right one. Thanks, Wonderful Dad. As Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz said, you're not in Kansas anymore. Dating as single parents is far different than dating before you had kids. And the first and the most obvious change are the kids themselves. Every person you meet, every relationship that you start out with, every relationship and person that you think may have potential, as a single parent, we have to ask ourselves a question. Is that person willing and are they ready to be a parent to my kids? What Wonderful Dad should pay attention to is that 4 months into his relationship, girlfriend has problems with his son. She doesn't come out and say that, but when she doesn't want to spend time with them, the child comes over and then she goes away for 4 or 5 hours, that's a problem. It's a problem that tells me that maybe she's not ready to be a stepmom. Maybe she doesn't see herself in that stepmom role, filling in that responsibility. Wonderful Dad asked the question, does her view of their relationship, your ex-wife, your son, your problem, and keeping that separate from their relationship, is that the right thing? Unequivocally, no. If you're dating someone who's a single parent, you got to realize something. Their baggage is going to become your baggage. And if you're not ready to accept that responsibility, then you need to say to yourself, I'm not going to date people with kids. That's okay, because it's a sign that you understand yourself enough to know that that's not something you want to get involved with. What Wonderful Dad needs to pay attention to and what he should keep his eyes open to is this. Is she ready to accept the role of stepmom? Everything right now tells me that she's not. And that's only going to get worse as time goes on. Remember, 4 months into the relationship, everybody is on their best behavior. They can do nothing wrong. Fast forward a year, year and a half, when all of a sudden leaving the toilet seat up is a big deal, and all of a sudden her complaining about something stops being cute and starts becoming nagging, and things are going to be different. All of a sudden, what she had a problem with at 4 months is going to be a huge problem later on. So he needs to really start talking to girlfriend about, are you up for the task of being in a relationship with a guy who has a son, a 7-year-old son? And that's going to be a long process. That boy is going to be part of his life forever, and it's going to be his responsibility for at least the next 10 or 11 years. So if girlfriend's not ready to assume those types of responsibilities, then she owes it to herself, but more importantly, she owes it to him to say, you know what? This isn't going to work for me. I'm really not prepared to be the stepmom, or I'm not prepared to date a guy with kids and assume all the responsibility that could possibly entail. Wonderful Dad, thanks for your email. I hope this gives you something to consider, because I think you have a lot to consider as it relates to girlfriend, and I wish you the very best of luck. And thank you for listening to this episode of Ask Papa. Go to my contact page. Feel free to email me. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.